Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into one of the coolest things happening in AI right now, agents. And trust me, these aren't your average chatbots. We're talking about AI that can actually take action and get things done in the real world. So let's see how they tick.
We're all used to asking an AI a question and getting some text back. It's useful, for sure. But what if it could go further? What if it could do more than just talk? What if it could actually perform tasks for you, interact with apps, and deliver a finished product, all on its own?
Well, that's exactly what an AI agent does. At its core, it's a system that can understand a goal you give it, figure out a plan, and then use a whole set of tools, like searching the web or saving a file, to actually carry out that plan from start to finish.
To really get a feel for this, let's roll up our sleeves and see how a developer would build a research assistant agent piece by piece. We're going to look at each individual component of the puzzle, so by the end, you'll see exactly how it all snaps together. All right, first things first, at the very heart of any AI agent is its intelligence center. The brain that does all the thinking. And in this case, that brain is a large language model, or what we all know as an LLM. The LLM is the part that's doing all the heavy lifting. It's what understands your request, it reasons about the steps needed to get the job done, and it decides which actions to take and when. It's basically the strategic planner for the entire operation. But here's a really cool thing. The agent's brain isn't locked in. It's not a one-size-fits-all deal. Developers can actually swap out different LLMs. They could use a model from OpenAI's GPT series or one from Anthropic's Claude series. This is so important because it means you can pick the best brain for the job, balancing things like speed, smarts, and cost. Okay, so we've got a brain that can think. Awesome. But there's a problem. By default, its output is just a big stream of words. How do you make that useful for another computer program? Well, you need a blueprint. You have to give it some structure. Just imagine getting your research summary back as one giant, messy paragraph. It's a pain for us to read, and it's basically impossible for another piece of software to use reliably. We have to somehow bring some order to that chaos. And this is the clever solution. Developers create a strict blueprint for the answer. It's like giving the AI a form to fill out. For our research assistant, this means the final output has to have a clear topic, a summary, a list of sources, and even a list of the tools it used. This is what makes the agent's output predictable and something other programs can actually work with. Now, to make sure the LLM follows the rules, the developer doesn't just ask nicely. They give it a very direct command right in its instructions. They literally tell it, wrap the output in this format and provide no other text. It's a critical step that tames the LLM's tendency to just ramble on, and it forces it to become a reliable data machine. And look at the difference. It's night and day. On the left, you've got a standard text blob, but on the right, you have clean, perfectly organized data that another program can instantly understand and use. This is the magic trick that turns the agent's thoughts into something truly actionable. Okay, so our agent has a brain to think and a blueprint for its answers. Now for the really fun part. It's time to give it some hands and feet, the power to actually interact with the world through a set of tools. Seriously, an agent without tools is just a thinker stuck in its own head. It's the tools that transform it into a doer. These are the specific, real-world abilities that it's allowed to use to get your requests done. So for our research assistant, its toolkit has three main abilities. It can do a general web search using DuckDuckGo to get broad info. It can do a very specific lookup on Wikipedia for hard facts. And, this is really cool, it can use a custom-built function to save all its hard work to a file on the computer. This mix of standard and custom tools makes it incredibly powerful. So, you might be wondering, how does the brain know which tool to pick from the toolbox? You'd think it would be super complicated, but the solution is actually elegant and simple. Each tool gets a short name, like web_search, and a clear description, like use this to search the internet. The LLM just reads the descriptions and uses its amazing reasoning skills to pick the right tool for the job. So let's recap. We have the brain, the blueprint, and the toolkit. We're almost there. We just need one final piece, the conductor that brings all of these parts together and makes them work in harmony. And that piece is called the agent executor. The best way to think of it is as the project manager or the conductor of the orchestra. It takes your initial request, it talks to the LM brain to make a plan, it calls on the right tools from the toolkit, and it makes sure the final answer fits that blueprint perfectly. It runs the whole show.
Let's walk through one quick example. You ask the agent, research hammerhead sharks, and save it. First, the agent executor gets the request and kicks things off. The LLM brain then thinks and comes up with a plan. Okay, I'll hit Wikipedia first for the basics, then I'll use the search tool for new articles, and finally I'll use the save tool. The executor then calls each tool in that order, gathers up all the info, and hands you back that perfectly structured final report.
And just like that, what might have seemed like pure magic at the beginning suddenly makes perfect sense, right? It's not a black box. It's a logical, well-designed system. It's a clear chain of command, from the executor to the brain to the tools and back again, all working together to get a job done. You see, this simple but really powerful architecture, this recipe of a brain, a blueprint, and tools, is the foundation for a whole new generation of AI. It's what allows AI to finally step out of the chat window and start taking meaningful action in the world. And that just leaves us with one really exciting question to think about. What are we going to build next?